going to tell you a little bit about the award, and then Johnny here is going to tell us about our awardee. The Elise and Walter A. Haas International Award was established in 1964. So it's been around for a long time. And by the way, if you didn't look at the list, that's an extraordinarily distinguished list of honorees. It's established by Mr. and Mrs. Walter A. Haas Jr., Mr. and Mrs. Peter E. Haas, and Mr. and Mrs. Richard Goldman in honor of the golden wedding anniversary, that's the 50th wedding anniversary, of Walter A. Haas and his wife Elise. And these people, by the way, have been among the most generous and loyal supporters of University of California, Berkeley. We're very grateful to this extended family. This international award is one of the most prestigious honors conferred by the Berkeley campus. And as I just said, the Haas and Goldman families are among the campus' greatest friends and supporters. This award acknowledges their great devotion to Cal and their profound interest in Cal's public service to the world. Thanks to the generosity of these families, each year we honor a Cal alum with a distinguished record of international service. And Reynato Puno wins our acclaim this year. So I'd now like to call on Johnny Castro, who's a current Boalt student who nominated Justice Puno for the Haas International Award, to introduce him and to tell us more about his remarkable career.
So, good morning, everyone. Before I start with introduction, please join me in greeting our Chief Justice a happy birthday. So we brought the cake with us, and I hope it's supposed to be here. It was actually a request from several of his legal staff that, hey, if he goes there, it's going to be his birthday, you better sing it to him. Yes, thank you. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Justice Puno. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. This is a very Filipino tradition to sing happy birthday no matter what. And the lack of tune is included in this. So anyway, almost 10 years ago, I met then Associate Justice Puno at the Quezon City Jail. He was doing rounds while I was working on a project for an undergraduate class. I could not forget his dedication to work. I had thought that justice of the Supreme Court had better things to do than visit a hot and searing place where they jam-packed 2,000 people in a facility for 750. My admiration for him continued in law school as I noticed how his opinions were well-written and always felt right. Today, Chief Justice Reynato Puno is one of the most revered, if not the most revered, Filipino jurists in our time. For the past several days, I've been trying to figure out the best way to introduce him. A quick Google search will show his impeccable career in public service, and that he spearheaded promulgation of various writs for the protection of human rights and more recently environmental rights. All these are impressive and important, but I thought it might be more interesting how he was as a law student here at Berkeley Law. Last year I found this. I was doing my research for my LLM thesis, and well, it's not really related to my topic, but I figured, hey, it's Justice Puno, somebody I really admired a lot. So I took note of it, and I'm glad I did take note of it because it's helping me today in this. So what does the book tell us about Chief Justice as a law student? Well, just to give an annotation of this one, it's 277 pages, typewritten. So imagine that kind of work. Add to this his writing awards. He won the American Jurisprudence Prizes for excellence in U.S. constitutional structure, comparative international law, international organization, problems in doing business abroad, and commercial law. My friends, if you think that I spend too much time in the library, imagine him. So I honestly didn't read the book, but the acknowledgement reveals a lot about him. So the acknowledgement portion of the thesis shows that the Chief Justice was granted the Walter Perry Johnson Graduate Fellowship Award to study at Boalt Hall. And he describes his advisor, and I quote, Professor Feller, whose first name is David, and a Goliath in the field of American labor law. And end the quote. There is a mention of his good friend, Mir Akbar, an LLM from Pakistan. And I quote, whose warm friendship provided comfortable crutch in the moments of difficulties, end of quote. The acknowledgement also reveals that he was single when he was here. He dedicated this to Miss Luz Viminda T. Delgado, and I quote, whose inspiring love served as a luminous light in many a starless night, end of quote. They will later on marry and have a wonderful family. I would like to take this opportunity to say the reasons why I nominated the Chief Justice, even if I didn't know him personally. Firstly, I wanted to showcase the Advanced Law Degree program at UC Berkeley to my fellow Filipino lawyers, who most of them go to the East Coast for their LLM studies. More importantly, I thought it was the best way for me to express my gratitude as a Filipino for his most valuable service in our country. Thank you, Chief Justice. On March 3, I received a warm thank you letter from him. To this I respond, you are very welcome. It is my pleasure. It is my honor. And I would have done it again if you didn't win this award this year. Done it over and over again until you won it. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, this year's Haas International Awardee I have the honor of introducing, Reynato S. Puno, LLM class of 1968, Chief Justice of the Republic of the Philippines.